Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney and I'm a realtor in the state of Connecticut. If you're into all things real estate, then this is the place for you. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you never miss a new video from me. Today I'm going to be talking about the apps that I use as a real estate agent, requested by absolutely no one, but I'm doing it anyway. So I'm just going to go over the apps I have on my phone and that I use as a real estate agent. Some are specifically made for real estate agents, and some are just apps that I use because they help me in my real estate business that can be used for any career or any reason at all, but that I use and find helpful as a real estate agent. So I'm going to go through my phone right now and I'm going to screenshot my phone screen so that you can see exactly what the apps look like and what is on them. So right now I have a real estate. Let me just start recording my screen. So I actually have a folder on my phone for real estate, and I apologize in advance for all of the red bubbles with all the notifications. For showing time here, it wouldn't go away, and for Mile IQ, I have to go through a ton of things. So I know that kind of is annoying to some people, but I tried my best. So I just have typical search realtor.com, just because I always had it on my phone. I also have Supra eKey, so I don't know what everyone uses across the country, but here we have electronic lock boxes where we basically have the app on our phone and we come up with a code and we put it in right here, our PIN, and that actually opens through Bluetooth. It'll open the lockbox on the house. And I do like this because you don't have to have a code for a house, and I feel like it's more secure because if someone were to get a hold of that lockbox code, whether they're a real estate agent or not, they can get into the house. But this is only to be used if you are a real estate agent and you have this app and you have a real estate license and things like that, so it is more secure in my opinion. So that's what I use here. And you also even have the option to open the shackle, which a shackle code would be assigned to every Supra eKey lockbox, and then you would either take it off a listing because it's off the market now, or add it onto a new listing, or whatever the reason may be. And also another great thing about this is that it records when someone is entering the house, when they enter, when they leave, so you have a good log of who is going in and out of the house. I never really used any of the other features up on top here, but they actually do have a flashlight, so in case you are at a house and it's dark out, you can't see the lockbox, you can't find the key or whatever the case may be, you have a flashlight that you can easily press. Obviously you have one on your phone as well if you have an iPhone, but it's just easily accessible right here in the app as a flashlight. Okay, so of course I have Zillow, not because I really look at it for any particular reason, but because I like to see Zestimates on there, because when I'm going to a listing appointment, even though they're not always the most reliable estimates of how much the house is worth, it's good to have an idea of what's there, because most likely that is what your potential client is looking at and what they are probably wanting to get for their house, because that's where they know to go and that's where they'll look first and say, hey, like, this is how much my house is worth, and have that number in their head, and probably will have that when you're going to talk to them to list the house. So to have an idea of what they're probably thinking is a good way to be ahead of the game when you're going to a listing appointment. I also have HomeSnap, and this is powered by our smart MLS system here in Connecticut, and I like to use smart MLS. I mean HomeSnap, because it's a little bit more accurate than Zillow or Realtor.com, because it is powered through the smart MLS. It updates more frequently, and I could even send an invite to some clients to use that. I could see what they're looking at, and it's just an easier way to get more accurate information for my clients. So I like to look at that. And HomeSnap's funny because you could also, if you pay for a subscription, you can see what agents have looked at your profile, who has looked at your listings, things like that. I don't pay for that because I don't really care, to be honest. So I just kind of use it to look up things if I can't get onto the MLS. It's a little bit more up to date. So that's that. And I also have Premier Agent. I'm not going to open that up because I have a lot of messages on there, but we are partners with Zillow as Zillow Premier Agents. So that is an app where I can talk to connections that I've made, update their statuses, things like that. So you might not use that if you're not using Zillow or your brokerage is not using Zillow, but it's another app that I have on my phone. Showing time, this is also powered through the Smart MLS. So basically this is what we use to request showings. So basically you could type in the MLS and, you know, easily request a showing through here. You get accepted or denied, or maybe they suggest another time to you and you can see it all through this. You could also leave feedback on houses that you've seen, so that's always good. And also if you are the listing agent, this is where you could see all the requests that come through to see the house that you're listing, and also where all the feedback comes in, so you could better prepare for the next showings that are coming and get a better idea of what people are thinking of the house and what you could do to improve. Let's see, Ring Central, I don't really use this much, but that's just for our brokerage to have our extensions. So if someone calls in and is asking to talk to me, I'm not there, then it kind of goes through my extension on Ring Central. It rings on my phone and I can answer it easily there. Now this Theta here, this colorful one here, I don't use, but this Theta one right here is actually our 3D camera that we used for our listings. So I don't have the 3D camera myself. That is something that my brokerage has. So basically this is the app that I use to control and actually use this feature or this device. So basically all I do is go to the shooting here and then I press a camera that I want to connect to and then go from there. So it kind of counts down before it's gonna shoot an image, and you could hide behind something because it does take a 360 image of everything in that room or wherever it's in focus of. So that's a nice feature to have if you are willing to put in some money to purchase that device. I will have it linked down below. It is a cool device to have. It is pricey, but it's definitely worth it if you are a broker or maybe are on your own and you want to take 3D tours for your listings, which is really good right now because a lot of out-of-state buyers are coming in to look at homes, and it's nice if they don't have to leave their home to get a good feel of what the property is like. Maybe they'll just look at the 3D tour and then decide if they want to actually come to that state or not to see it. So another app that I have is RPR. This is also a part of the MLS here, part of our subscription. And what I love about this app is that it gives you great reports. So basically you could see in a certain area, I'm not really sure what this is showing right now, but it tells you how many homes are for sale, for lease, new homes on the market, new leases on the market, recently closed sales, and how many distressed properties are in the area. So that's pretty cool. And also what I like about RPR, which I haven't used it to its full potential, but I definitely want to, is I also check on here for basically it's kind of like its estimate, but I like these estimates better. They're more reliable, and it also gives you some stars to see what the confidence is and how accurate that number will be, whereas Zillow is just like spitting a number out. But this gives you an idea of, you know, how much information they had to create that estimate. So I do like that. So some of the reports on here are basically you do like property flyers, market activity reports, the neighborhood reports, school reports. So you have a lot of options here, and it's all based on the location that you put in. Sierra Interactive, that is just the CRM that we use at our brokerage. I will definitely keep the website link down below for you because I love this CRM. I haven't used any other CRMs, but I really honestly have no desire to because I love Sierra Interactive so much. I think it's so easy to use. I think it's just everything I can want in a CRM, so I don't see a reason in trying to find another one because I love it so much. Another app I have on here is Canva, and this is one that you don't have to be a real estate agent to use it. It can be used for any social media, for any business that you may have, but I love to do this for my social media pages like Instagram, which I'll have right here. You'll see the kind of posts that I make on here. Everything that I do is on Canva. It's so easy to use. You can create really beautiful things. I have the Pro account because you have no restrictions in the templates that you use, any of the items that you use. So I like to have free reign of all of the possible things that I could do on this. So they also have like Instagram post templates, so they have pre-made ones already made out for you. You could change the wording on it and stuff like that. So if you haven't used Canva, definitely use that to up your social media game. Now, as a real estate agent, it's a good idea to track your mileage, so for tax purposes. So I did download Mile IQ, which I did use for a little while, but I think you have to pay for it to get more drives, which I was thinking of doing. But this keeps track of how many miles that you drove. You could classify them as personal, going to work, showing, whatever you want to classify it as. You could do that just in this app, and it tracks as soon as you start driving. When you stop, it'll pop up and say, hey, you did a drive. What do you want to classify this as? So if that's something that you are interested in, it makes it easier to track your mileage, and I really want to get into using it more because it seems like it would make this process a lot easier. I also have a measure app. This is on I believe it's on all iPhones, but this is just like if I forget to bring a tape measure, I can measure the room or like a rug. Maybe, okay. So like this, I can measure how long the rug is, just to get a good estimate of how much it is. So basically that's how you do it. I'm not gonna do the whole thing here, but that's how you do it. The last thing I have here is Genius Scan. So as a real estate agent, especially for putting in listings and things like that, it's good to have a scanner on hand. Now, I usually have one at home or in the office, but if I don't have access to one, this is a good option. Basically, you just take a document and you just kind of match it up to where the paper starts and ends, and it just scans it out for you. And then also you could kind of export those files to your email, your cloud for Google, things like that. So it makes it really easy, and it's good if you're in a pinch and you have to upload documents to the MLS or something like that, or send a document to someone. You can easily scan it without having a device to use. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I have for you today. And I would love to hear some of the apps that you use, so please leave a comment down below in the comment box of what apps that you use as a real estate agent, and I'd love to get some new ideas for apps that I should add to my phone to make my life easier. And so leave that in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.